Hey you all, my name's Paul Kemp and this is my website. I wanted to welcome you. What I'm talking about here is how to reverse prediabetes symptoms, how to reverse prediabetes and even diabetes. A lot of people come here because they're interested in diabetic safe energy drinks. I've talked a lot about that, and I wanted to make some things clear because I think a lot of people are missing the main point. You're faced with a serious disease. We all are. I've been fighting with sensitivity to sugar, insulin insensitivity, and basically been fighting pre-diabetes for 40 years. I was raised on a lot of sugars and the typical American diet, and I just wanted to tell you, if you compromise, if you settle down and settle for the energy drinks that are on the shelf of the store, you're going to develop diabetes, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor, but I've read what doctors should be reading. I've read the research reports, and there's a lot of stuff you aren't being told. And I'm passionate about telling you what to do, because I hate to see a whole generation or two of people lose their health at a young age and become fat, and or even if you aren't fat, if you become diabetic, you're on a downhill slope, and life is not going to be good for you. Now, it's hard to see what I'm saying when you're young. You feel like you're invincible. You're strong now. You can take the sugar. You can drink the energy drinks. But if you notice, you have to keep drinking them to keep that buzz going. You have to keep powering down the sugar, and then you crash, and then you need more sugar, and then you crash again. There's a way around that, and there are safe energy drink choices, and that's what I found. I'd like to tell you about them. I'm not selling them as much as I'm telling you about them. I'm going to tell you where I get mine, because I've found two brands that are, in my opinion, safe to drink. They're low glycemic. They're full of nutritional elements that will help your health instead of just wreck it. And you need to understand that, this is real bare bones video, and I'm going to just lay it out because I don't care. If you don't get it, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to increase the production values of my videos, but for now, I want to get this out. I just finished writing a big hub page on prediabetes. It's called Reversing Prediabetes Symptoms, and I'm passionate about this subject because I've lost friends through obesity, and this has just come up during my lifetime. I've watched it happen, so I think I'm qualified to say. And I've been noticing what, it's not a coincidence that they started putting high fructose corn syrup into the soft drinks because it's cheaper. It's subsidized by the U.S. government, and nobody will, a few people in the alternative media will tell you that it's crap. In fact, there's some great scientists. I could put you on to an hour and something long video of a scientist named Daniel Lustig, a university professor. He does a long lecture on the dangers of how high fructose corn syrup affects your body, totally different than cane sugar or beet sugar. And now there's new factors being involved with GMOs, excuse me. And you know, our diet is a mess. And unless you get serious about this, I mean, you can have a lot of fun. And I want you to. I hate to be the guy who brings the bad news, but if you don't get serious about avoiding certain things, you're going to go down in flames in a very short time. There's kids 8 years old getting type 2 diabetes. That never happened in the past. And the difference is that our diet has been changed. It looks the same, although fast foods, you start analyzing what's in them, they're totally unhealthy. McDonald's and all that stuff. But they've got the groovy commercials. They've got the cute girls. They've got the, you know, production values and all this stuff. That it's crap. And it will destroy your health. I don't eat that stuff. I'm 64 years old, and that's why I'm still thin. I'm going to go out and do a 5-mile hike in a few minutes. But I wanted to film this because, you know, I'm just tired of the lies and the withheld information. I just read some medical reports about how diabetes has doubled in about 10 years in Japan. And the Japanese have some of the healthiest diet in the world, but obviously something is changing. Their genetics haven't changed. They're still Japanese. They're very consistent. You know, they don't marry out of their race, and that's great. That's fine, because that makes them a good study group. And they have had a healthy diet of largely carbohydrates, rice, and fish. They eat a lot of fish. There's developing problems with that because our oceans are polluted as hell. And as you know, especially with that nuclear plant they had that is polluting the ocean at a great rate. I'd be concerned about that. But that's beside the point. I mean, one of the biggest things that you can do that will lead to diabetes, and I've seen this in my own family, where both my grandmothers died from diabetes. They were fat. They liked the usual sugary pies and pecan pies and all this southern cooking made famous by Paula Deen, although they didn't go as far as Paula Deen and being just outrageous about it. But yeah, we ate a lot of sugar. I used to put 1.5 inches of sugar in the bottom of my iced tea, and we drank a lot of it. Drank a lot of coffee. But it's the sugar, that repeated hit on your insulin is going to wear out your pancreas and the ability to produce the insulin. Plus your cells, as you get heavier, fatter, become less sensitive to the insulin. So you've got a double whammy going on, a double-edged sword that's it's destroying your health. And eventually the complications are really ugly. I mean, being fat is a drag, you know. Speaking as a guy, you want to look good, I hope. I hope you care about that because it's important, you know, if you want to find a mate. And I see young kids, I mean, people look different than they did 20, 30, 40 years ago. I remember what they looked like. I mean, our high school class, it was rare to have a fat person. Obesity was really astounding. You didn't see large people like you do now. I don't mean to be unkind to anybody, but health is really important. And you may not be able to see it now, but if it gets worse and worse, and it will, it gets painful. You get into diabetic neuropathy where your feet hurt so bad you don't want to walk, and you need exercise to prevent diabetes. You need correct diet. I talk about all these things in this website, but one of the main points is you don't want to help the people that are destroying your health. And you're helping them when you're drinking a lot of sugary drinks, soft drinks, when you're eating a lot of fast foods, a lot of packaged foods. All this stuff is created in a factory. And they can add sugar, which makes you want to eat more. They add flavorings, artificial colors, dyes, all this garbage that is causing so many health problems that I can see where a lot of you just want to go, oh, to heck with it, to hell with it. I don't want to think about this. Well, I'm here to tell you, you'd be wise to think about it. So, I guess the bottom line is, there's a few safe energy drinks that you can drink, and I sometimes post videos of people. I'm trying to get some other testimonials of people who have used the energy drinks that I drink. I drink the ACT energy drink every day, have for about 5 years, and I don't drink a lot of it. I don't need a lot of it because it gives me the energy I want, and it doesn't cause wild swings in my blood sugar. There's some other supplements I take that can really help in leveling out your blood sugar. So there's a lot on this site, and I want you to, I hope you will take it seriously, because I don't care if you don't buy what I suggest. Good luck. You would be missing my point. I want to help you, and this is what I've done. And I'm not a doctor. My uncle was a doctor. My parents wanted me to be a doctor. I took a lot of the pre-med courses, and I've studied this because it's very interesting, and I also realized that my own life and health as I got older was very important to me, and I think you'll find the same thing. So it's kind of a rambling preview of what the site's about, but it's important stuff, and I hope you'll take it seriously, and by taking it seriously, you'll be able to have a lot more fun in your life over many, many years and not have all the downside of diabetes. So, before I run out of time, thanks for watching, and check out the rest of the site. Thanks.